come on, come on, come on. There we go. Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me, Allie?
Yeah.
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm all comfy.
All righty. Okay, let me get this. I always like to, I don't know why I don't have this done already. I like to kind of pull it up here on my computer so I can see. We'll get started in just a second. More people are joining tonight. Events. Come on. Come on. Go down here. Da, da, da. All righty. Okay, Allie, why don't you go ahead and I think, Allie, lift your phone up just a little bit because you're getting cut off. Okay. All right, that should be good. Should be good. All right, so for those that don't know you, Allie, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
All right. Well, my name is Allie. I'm from Connecticut. Wait, oh, they only see me from nose? Am I good now?
Yeah, that's good now.
Okay.
Good now.
Okay. So I lost 100 pounds on a prior program in a little bit over a year, and I am now maintaining my weight loss through iTrack Bites. I'm a certified chef, mom of 3. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, and I've just been kind of making my living at home, creating recipes for everybody to enjoy and share, and just I love hearing people inspired by my food and my weight loss, and just spreading the love everywhere I can, really. Am I good? Like, am I cut off?
I love that. Allie, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
All righty. I think it's like the internet connection's lagging just a little bit, but I think it should be okay. I think it should be okay.
Okay.
I can hear you though when you talk. Okay, so let's go from the beginning, Allie. Let's talk about how it was growing up to where you are now, like especially with, you had pregnancies. How were you before the pregnancies as far as your weight and all that?
All right, so my highest I was at was 240 pounds, and that was right after our third child ate, and I had some complications after he was born. I had postpartum preeclampsia. I almost actually lost my life. I posted that, not yet. That kind of brought me like open.
Hold on, Allie. I think you're breaking it. You're breaking in and out as far as connection goes.
Uh-oh. Am I good now? I can hear you good.
Yeah. You can hear me good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's try that again. Okay. So you had start from the beginning. Sorry.
Start over? Am I starting over?
Yeah.
So my highest I was at was 240 pounds, and after our third kid, Aiden, was born, can you hear me? Am I chopping up?
Yes.
I'm good?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. I had complications. I had postpartum preeclampsia and almost lost my life, and that kind of like opened up my eyes as far as I need to be here and I need to change my life. I need to get like healthier. I was technically obese, but it was kind of eye-opening as far as I need to be here. I need to be for my kids. I need to be healthy. I need to be here for my husband, my family. So I joined a program. I stuck with it. I saw like all the, I was like, wow, so this is great, and then a little over a year into it, I was down 100 pounds, and now I'm following iTrack Bites for I don't even know how long now, and maintaining my weight loss.
Yeah. So what made you decide though, like so after you had preeclampsia, and you had your child, that was such a scary time for you, I bet, you and your husband especially, and the rest of your family. So like, did you instantly was that the moment that you were like, okay, this is scary. Like, I need to start focusing more on myself rather than, I need to get myself to where I need to be.
Yeah, well, being 240 pounds, it was really difficult for me to chase my kids. Well, you know, my oldest right now is 10 and a half, but we have a 4-year-old and he just turned 3, you know, a couple weeks ago. So I was chasing 2 little ones, plus we and I was constantly like out of breath. I was tired. I couldn't have fun with them. I didn't want to go outside because I never felt comfortable, especially like in the hot months. I hated wearing summer clothes. I was always wearing black, baggy, covering myself up clothes, even when it was like 90 plus degrees. It was terrible. It was not a way to live. And I was just like,
Yeah.
at postpartum preeclampsia, that's it. I need to get better for myself and my family.
No, yeah, that's crazy. Like, kudos to you and great job on that bravery to be able to, you know, come through that. I know that that's something totally scary. I know it's not something to like take lightly. So I applaud you for, you know, figuring it out and getting it, um, you know, getting yourself to where you needed to be. You know, you've lost 100 pounds,
Yeah.
and I know that it wasn't easy
No.
to lose the 100 pounds. You know what I mean? So let's talk about
Yeah.
that. How was your journey losing the 100 pounds? You know what I mean? Like, how did you keep yourself going to get to the point where you know, you kept going? You know.
I also deal with medical issues. I was finally diagnosed. I'll have to take
With
um,
what? Sorry.
ankylosing spondylitis. It's an inflammation of basically everything. It's a form of arthritis, and it just affects you physically. It's genetic. I got it from my father, but thanks, Dad. But I have to Humira, and I just started. So I just finished my second injection on thinking that maybe weight loss helped me get off the weight off of my body, basically to help me feel a little bit better. But my journey, I wanted to make sure I was eating stuff that I enjoyed, because I've tried so many other diets and fads and shakes and gross stuff, you know, and I got bored. I didn't want,
Yeah.
it didn't satisfy me. I didn't want to eat just vegetables every day. Like I need my carbs, I need my pizza, I need my tacos, I need my burgers, like I need all that. So I took my culinary background as a certified chef, and I kind of like
Yeah.
flipped everything into lightened versions of everything I absolutely love. And that's what kind of like kept me going through the journey, because I was able to enjoy the food while losing weight. And when I started seeing it come off, I couldn't stop. I was like, here comes old Allie walking down the street, you know?
Yeah.
So that was nice.
That's totally amazing. That's, you know, it's so funny that you say that about like being able to lighten things up. So today I had to take something back for my wife to the department store today, this evening. And while I was there, they had the Jordan Skinny syrups. You know,
Yeah.
I love Jordan Skinny syrups. Well, like I picked up the pumpkin cheesecake or pumpkin caramel, I think, which is what I'm drinking right now, by the way. If you plug in for Jordan Skinny syrup, if you don't have it yet, get it. But when I picked it up, it's like that is what keeps me going with weight loss, is knowing that I could go right to Starbucks down the road
Mm-hmm.
and get something pumpkin
Yeah.
that is going to be loaded with so much sugar, so much carbs, so many calories. But yet I was able to come here to the office, you know, dump some of that into into the latte machine and make me one, and really it be under a bite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For this whole entire coffee.
Right.
It's crazy.
I've been totally into making lattes at home. I don't know if you've been seeing, but you know, go to Starbucks or whatever and paying like $6 for a latte. I'm like, I can't do this every day, nor do I want to. You know, because I gotta lug all the kids into Starbucks. No thanks. And then if I go to Target, spending money, and it's just like no. So I put my Nespresso machine to work, and I've been playing around, and I'm obsessed, and it's cheaper, and they're so good.
Yeah. No, I love that. Love that. So what exactly do you think, do you think that you would be, so how do I put this? Do you think without your culinary background that you would have been as successful as you are being able to recreate these recipes? You know what I mean? Do you think that's something that the average Joe
I think, yes.
Put their minds to it?
I do believe you can, because there's so many resources out there, especially on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. Like, there are so many resources everywhere to find light versions of whatever you're looking for, and playing around is fun. You just got to like really dig into the computer and really, research, honestly. But I do, yeah, it helped a little bit. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I missed being in the restaurants. I grew up from culinary school to, having our first child in the restaurant. So it kind of like, it brought me back to life, because I lost that love for cooking, because, it kind of went on the back burner with 3 kids. So
yeah,
trying to bring that light back into my life was nice, and to share it with others made it even better. So.
No, love that. So way back when you first, how was that? I got to ask, this is something I really have never asked our members when I interview them, but like, how was it the first weigh-in you did after being on the plan or being on the program you were on?
Like my very first.
I stop and I think, I stop and think about that for myself, and like being like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
I was taken back. Because like in a certain weight, you don't weigh yourself anymore. You're like, whatever, like, yeah, I'm not doing good. You don't.
Yeah, I'm not skinny.
Yeah, you don't step on the scale. You're like, oh, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
And you're depressed. You're not wanting to look in the mirror. It's just like that part of the bathroom you don't even step on. And I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was really shocked. But I did have a slight idea as far as how I was, because they weigh you every time you're in the office. So I kind of had an idea. But that first time was a wake-up call. For sure.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine that, because I mean, there's been, I'm on my second or third time losing weight. Being real with y'all. But I remember, like, there is, you really have to stop and you have to think about that there is a point in your life where it's not that you don't care, it's just that that's not something you want to think about. You don't want to think about how much do I weigh. You already feel, especially if you feel that way, like, I'm not comfortable in my skin, I'm not comfortable in my clothes, I already know what it's gonna say. I already know what it's gonna say,
Yeah.
And it's really like when you take the time. Yeah, when you take the time and you actually figure out that you're worth it.
Yeah.
Then that number on that scale doesn't seem so scary as what it did before.
Yeah, for sure. And then when I started seeing it come off, and seeing results, I was like, okay, I got this. And then it just kept going and going.
There's something to it.
Another thing I want to point out is that I didn't go to any gym. I didn't, work out here. My daily workout was being a mom and like constantly running around. I drank a ton, and I still do, a ton of water. I have my water right here. Like, it's always, always. I think that is huge with weight loss, is drinking your water, for sure.
Yeah. No, so I gotta be curious. So when you first started, so the very first week that you started your weight loss journey, as I see you now, like with your recipes and everything, I just am curious to know, what was it like the first week of doing the program as far as like your food? You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, because I've listened to people, I've asked people, and they're like, nope, I didn't go buy special groceries. I went to the cabinet and was just like, this is what I have, let's make it work. And I'm curious with you, with being a chef, how was that first week of being like, okay, I gotta track my intake. I got to do this. I got to somehow make this all work.
Yeah.
You know,
So
for the first week.
I went berserk, and I actually, like, I went over on Instagram. I'm like, what are these people eating? Like, I got to write everything down. Okay, that looks good. So I didn't really go crazy as far as like my culinary like creations in the beginning. I was like, okay, well, they have that, they have this. Okay, I can get that. It was a lot of like throw it in the microwave kind of thing, or quick stuff. And then it just slowly built up to, well, if I do this, I can also do that and add this and do that. And then it was kind of like, no more of that. I can make this with huge list at the grocery store. And I was very overwhelmed. And that's one thing I do tell people is, don't do what I did. Do not make a massive list. Do not get overwhelmed. Take a couple recipes that you're really wanting to try and do that for like the first couple of weeks, and then switch them up. Don't get all crazy and say, I want to make this, and this. You need to like really ease into it, because I went full on and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that. No, because like me and my wife are never like that. Like, oh, we're throwing everything away. We're getting all brand new stuff. Like, my wife is very frugal, and she's just like, hun bun, what you got in the cupboard is what we got in the cupboard. So you got to make it work. Like, if I was going to have a PB&J, I was going to have to figure out how to make the bites a certain way for the peanut butter. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't have the PB2 to start with, you know what I mean, at that time. We still had the big Jif from Sam's Club that we still had to go through.
Well, I still, there's still stuff in the house, like with my kids, like, and it's the temptation is obviously still there. But then I kind of like, do I want to waste that? No, I'll grab a spoonful here and lick a knife here, but I'm not going to get it out of the house. And that's another, like, I've gained a lot of willpower too throughout my journey.
Yeah.
So, especially having all these treats here.
No, that is like, I give you so much props for that, especially we have 2 kids, so I can't even imagine having 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's crazy. So I'm curious to know, with your spouse and all that, when you went through this 100-pound transformation, how was he along the way? You know what I mean? Like, I've interviewed Adrienne, who our other ambassador, and she's just like, my husband eats what I eat. Like, he's not one of them people. How was your husband through the 100-pound transformation? You know what I mean? Like, how was he through it all?
I should ask him. He's right here. No, he was great. He's probably one of my biggest supporters. He would try a lot of stuff that I made. Like, there's some weird stuff he still doesn't like. He's not a big fan of cauliflower rice. So when the days I make anything with cauliflower rice, I will make him regular rice on this.
Yeah.
But he's definitely over the journey. He's learned to like more things. Like what? Never mind. He's like like spinach. He'll try more as long as it's chopped up super fine and he can't really taste it. He's good with it.
Yeah.
But he's actually 95% of the time he eats everything I make. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he,
especially because I know.
Too.
Well, I know that, like, I know that, a lot of our members struggle with that their spouse isn't doing it with them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and they're not on board with it, or they are on board, but then they feel like, I don't want to be a nuisance to my spouse. So I got to kind of, I hate seeing that so many people are like, oh, here's my meal I had to make separately while my family enjoys it.
Yeah.
Enjoys theirs. You know what I mean?
Like breakfast, because he works. So I'll make what I want to make and he'll make what he wants to make in the morning. Cause it's like a quick thing in the morning with him. And then he has lunch at work. Yeah. He can have whatever he wants at work, and then, dinner can be like up in the air. He may come home late and he'll have to just kind of fend for himself, or he likes and eats exactly what I'm making. So, and he's definitely come a long way, for sure.
That's good. I love that. How about your kids? Like, how does your kiddos, like, I've seen you've made so many delicious recipes, and, you know, especially like the protein coffee or the protein ice cream that you made that one time, you know, your kids enjoy that. How do you get your kids to enjoy stuff like that? Because mine are so picky.
Well, okay, so our oldest has come a long way in the last year or so. She begs me for my chili, which is like a family, everyone loves that. Everybody. And then most recently, I haven't even posted this recipe, but it was like a chicken chili. She also enjoys that. But I've kind of come to one for the little ones, like this is dinner kind of thing. Like give it a try. If you don't like it,
yeah,
you'll get a peanut butter and jelly or whatever, or mac and cheese. But
we're not the only parents.
No.
I love that. Thank God.
And then being able to like throw vegetables in without them knowing is a plus. But Aiden, our youngest, he's probably our best eater. He loves just about everything. Unless it's super spicy, he'll eat my food. So
no, I love that. I figure it's like it's always the last child, because like Easton, my oldest, 7, he is the pickiest eater. Everly, my 5-year-old, she's my youngest. We like, after that first kid, we're just like, all right, here's food. Here's the, you know, we didn't go through the stages that they tell you as a, you know, fresh newborn parents. And that's why Evie's just like tonight we made fake away Chick-fil-A, and we always have the Chick-fil-A sauce from Walmart. And Avery like tasted it, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love that stuff." And Easton's just like, "I can't stand it." How can you not stand Chick-fil-A sauce?
I know, best thing ever.
Yes, love it. So, question for you, real quick, before we get off, because it's almost 8:00 or 9:00 your time. I'm curious to know, though, what is some of your favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinners? You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be anything, you know, it doesn't always have to be your recipes, but just anything you find yourself, especially through the 100, you know, your palate might have changed when you especially are maintaining, but especially through those first few months of that 100-pound weight loss, what were you finding yourself eating for, you know, your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, anything like that?
So I love eggs, and that's why I love Better Balance, because they're 0. So and then program, it was also 0. It was nothing. So I really, in the beginning, I was really big on making massive omelets, because you can take so many veggies, you can take whatever you have in the fridge, basically throw.
Yeah.
I would pair it with like light toast. So it would be like 5 to 6 bites for the whole thing. And I later in the morning, because I don't like bothered. My food hot. So I wait till kids down for a nap, and that's when I'm usually eating. People may think it's like a fasting, but it's just honestly, I want to be able to eat it while it's hot and quiet. So so that's what I do. Or I do, I can shove everything in and they'll be stuffed for hours. I'm good with that. I do like rotisserie chicken is my best friend. There's so many things you can make with rotisserie chicken as far as lunches and dinners.
Yeah.
You can throw rotisserie chicken into like so many like stews, soups, wraps. I did like for like lunches, I did a lot of like deli meat and stuff like that I could just grab right out of the fridge. Dinners was
definitely
back then probably a lot of stuff in like my crock pot, because I wanted to be able to, you know, do some other things out throughout the day. But I enjoy my Instant Pot. I do chilies and all that stuff. And anything in the air fryer is like the best.
Yes. Yeah.
When that thing was,
air fryers have like changed.
I commend whoever invented that.
Whoever invented it, thank you so much. I actually just seen, I remember like a couple years ago, I told my wife, I was like, they need to literally make an air fryer, like either the microwave or a stove. And I just seen that they just came out with the air fryer stove. Like in your stove, you can air fry.
Ingenious.
I'm like
what
yes,
we do?
I'm like, thank God, love that. Yes. So Allie, the last 2 questions I always ask members when I interview them is, number 1, like, what is something now, you've lost 100 pounds, but way back when you first started, what's something you know now that you wish you knew back then?
That's a tough one, Jordan. What is something I knew? I don't know. I don't know. Can you simplify that question?
So when you first started your journey, what is something you know now that back then you wish you knew? Like when you were starting your journey that you know
now? That there's like a huge community out there. You know, in the beginning, you're not sure if you're alone or if, you know, then joining Instagram, there's so many like weight loss support out there that once I found I was just like, okay, this is great because you can make yourself accountable. And that's what I did. I did a lot. I made, you know, posts on my page way in the beginning. Like if you see my Instagram from when I started that page to today, it's like whoosh, as far as like recipes and what it looks like, because I be accountable. And that's that I've learned is like there's just so many people out there to help you. And I found it like, you know, maybe 6 months into my journey that I wish I found in the beginning, because everyone's so great in the weight loss world. We're all in this together. We're on. So I guess that's one thing.
A lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. You know, that's one thing that honestly I wish I would have knew at the beginning of my journey a long time ago, was that there's always a place for you in the community. Like I feel like I probably would have started a long time ago if I would have knew that. You know what I mean? Rather than trying to figuring it out by yourself.
Right. Yeah. All these like weird diets, you know, it was hard because you didn't really have like a family support group to go to talk to. And now there's so many out there and so many people. And even when I posted about my preeclampsia scare, the amount of people that came back and said they had the same thing when you're thinking you're completely alone was just like mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
No, love it. Love it, Allie. My last question to you is, so because so many people are going to listen to this and watch this, you know, there's going to be that one person that is like on the fence on wanting to start. They just feel like I'm helpless. I need to start. I just don't know how. What is something you want to tell that person to get them started?
You basically, you need to do this for yourself. If you're really feeling like and just know that there's someone out there that you can talk to. So many people here in, you know, iTrack Bites community that if you're having a bad day, you know, start back up the following day. I can't even tell you how many days I went off track, but I was like, nope, yes, I messed up. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And that just honestly kept me going. I didn't want to look back to where I was. I was not happy, and I don't want to go back there. And being where I am today is huge, I think. And don't give up. Just
Love it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what tunnel you're in, there's always going to be that light at the end. Might take you a while. Might take you a few years, but you'll get there.
Fast. It goes by fast.
Love it. Thank you so much, Allie. Yes. Thank you so much, Allie. I appreciate your time tonight. I know you're on Eastern time, so it's getting 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. That was amazing. That was Ambassador Allie. She's lost 100 pounds. I hope that you guys were inspired tonight with her journey. You know, you can make all food great. You don't have to sacrifice anything you want. You can do it in your plan. It's all about how you want to do it. So I'm hoping that you were encouraged by this like I was. Catch it on the replay. And then also this Friday, it'll be on the iTrack Bites podcast. FYI, if you didn't know, you can now listen to all of our podcast episodes right here on Facebook. Go to our iTrack Bites Facebook page, and there's a tab that says podcast, and you can catch up on all the episodes. I hope you really do enjoy that I put out every single week. We have tons of episodes on there for you. And yeah, I will catch up with you guys next week, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.